No two bodies are the same when you're learning how to make. And the slicing from the hill takes the first blood's sweetest sip, and the brewery in your mind foam the suds from swollen glands, and the sauces in your limbs settled in between your hands. No two eyelids blink the same in a dream forever slain, and the breathing low and cruel, a tragic flaw for all you fools. And the skulls, they look like light among the branches in the timberline, and the entrails dipped in rotting pine brushed that old Lord's bearded shine, and the hearts atop the trees are now the shooting stars for you and me.
What's a Cerberus Shoal?
Literally? What does it mean? Or literally, it's actually a place off of Cape Cod. It's a shoal in the water. It's literally a rocky, like, something a ship could crash up onto in a storm. But figuratively, I would say it's, in our case, a group of committed people, to creative people and people that are really interested in what they're doing, and very into the ideas that they're manifesting, I guess. The band formed in '94, Caleb and Tom Rogers and myself, and formed here in Boston, oddly enough, in Somerville. We were practicing in Berkeley. And then it kind of went from there to, I don't know, it formed when we were born. It's hard to say, formed then, and then it's been still forming, I think, for me. if you're interested in people liking what you do, then maybe you might have to consider certain things. But if you're interested in just creating, then probably there's no necessity to do much. I think in our case, just as we go on, we kind of try to explore naturally where we're going, and it kind of, I think for a lot of musicians, as you play and you get better, you just naturally start to play more in harmony, which might be considered song crafting, or you know what I mean, like you rein in your experimentation because you're interested in like setting a different type of theme. Shaming the Novelist one is definitely, we wrote the music over a 9-month period, and I think we might have toured twice in that time, so some of that went on the road and was tested there, but I mean it's really written, really rehearsed. We recorded with Scott Colburn, who's done a lot with the Sun City Girls, and he's just an awesome, really nice guy, and we flew him out from Seattle to Maine. He spent 3 weeks with us and recorded in did a week in a church up on this great hill, and so tracked there, and then took it into a house, overdubbed, fix-ups, and mixed it in the house. It was awesome. Yeah, it was really great. We really, like I said, we had the material, it was set, and we really wanted to try to capture it live as much as we could, but yet still conceptualize and play around a bit, And Scott was really excited, and he's into it, and we've been using the same engineer for years and years and years. This is our first time really using someone else, so it's exciting. It's awesome. We're doing the series with Northeast Indie. Paul Agnew is with us here on tour, and it's kind of like I don't know, we didn't think about it too much, other than we had met a lot of great people in Europe, and we wanted to keep in touch and somehow keep that bond going or whatever, So, we just thought, let's just think about sharing a record, and we ran into Herman Dune. We'd played with them in Paris or in Geneva, and then we ran into him at South by Southwest, and we kind of talked to them, and so we just kind of offhand said, want to do this, and they said yes, so we sent them some songs, and we recorded ourselves in our house, and they turned right around and wrote songs to them, just like that. It was like 2 weeks. We got the CD back, we're just like, holy shit, so we're just like, let's do this, and then just kind of went. We're really into sending out packages. The Alan Bishop thing, we sent this huge package with all this weird shit, like just anything we could think of, And then in it was a song, Ding, and we're like, listen to this and think about maybe collaborating. And he emailed us back. He's like, I love the tune. I want, what do you want to do? So that's how we got him. And Guapo we met in Europe. They're from England, and the Magic Carpathians we played with in San Francisco. And I just we struck a bond and, kept in touch, and then it happened. It took a couple of years, But it's fun, and it's really great for us because it gets, Herman Dune fans are hearing our music, and Guapo fans are hearing our music, and all these groups are very different in my mind. And the Sunset Alan Bishop, that was like a dream come true. We're huge fans of them, and he's an amazing person. Just to meet him and talk to him and kind of become a friend in a sense. We're in a great position now. We have our whole catalog on one label, Northeast Indie. Paul lives in town. We've been working with Paul for about 4.5, 5 years. And he's been the best thing that has ever come into our lives, basically. He's just amazing support. I work really close with him. I know where our records are, what they sell, who they sell to. I know all the details. I'm in there. It's not some guy in wherever write me an email like, oh, I'll get you an accounting next month, or whatever. 8 months goes by, 9 months, We've had definitely some really screwy relationships with labels and these types of guys that kind of seem to really just report to themselves, and Paul is all about being part of this, he's on tour with us. And so, yeah, it's amazing. It couldn't be better. We're just distributed through Secretly Canadian. They take the whole catalog from Paul and distribute everything. Every release that we do, they'll take hands down. And it's really, really great. We're lucky. Being in Maine, we're out there, and our music's kind of out there, so we're really lucky to have the system that we have going, I think.
They have a sense of refusal to buy the government's paranoia, particularly with regard to conspiracy. That perhaps the work before us is to put more and more authority into the hands of people. People frequently have a greater sense of decency than those in power. And they have a sense of refusal to buy the government's paranoia, particularly with regard to conspiracy.
Between Caleb and Tom and I, we've been together for 9 years doing this. I've been together with Tom for 13 years. We grew up and went to high school together, so we obviously have been influencing each other for almost half our lives, But Carl, Colleen, Aaron, by now it's been 4 years, and it's just huge. Yeah, we're just, I think we're pushing each other, showing each other all the time, big time. It's inevitable, I think the way we're trying to do our thing. So,
If I was to rate your tour van, what kind of music would I see?
Right now, today we listen to Steve Miller's greatest hits. What is in there? I brought an awesome Persian CD. There'd probably be some Kinks, maybe. What's in the van?
That's so much shit, dude. We just listened to Pole's tonight. Pole's new album.
Pole.
I brought a Lead Belly CD and
Lead Belly. Sun City Girls. Current 93. Residents. What else did I? Fats Waller is in there.
Some Green Day. And
Some Corn. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff.
lit up with talking about Kerr 93 earlier. It was kind of
That's
any kind of influence of the weird.
I think it's more of a. It's influence, sure, is part of like encouragement or something. I guess like that's what came up with that Spanish lady. But it's just like-minded people. I think like they were doing it 20 years ago. Now we're I don't know. For me, I just heard them randomly and latched on instantly. It wasn't I didn't have to be convinced or anything. But I guess that's influencing for sure. Like I would love to do a split with those guys.
Yeah.
That would be the thing. But yeah, I mean, I think what those bands chose to do is similar to they're just trying to speak their minds freely and not have any constraints put on them by whatever it may be that is trying to constrain us all.
That's a damn
until we learn what the difference is between you and me. And please let us get lost before the world ends at rest now. This is not the end. This is not the end.
Thank you very much, Richard, for and we love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming out this evening. Thank you, Molly, for coming with us. Sad to see you go.